Let's see today the Night Rose versus the Cross. The Cross goes first here, riding the lava flow, searching top 5, hitting the end here, not the best, but he chose the end straight away. So this is Night Rose's first week of release, and we do see it being in the top 4, fighting against the infamous The Cross. So how will we fare against the most infamous Force deck? As I mentioned in my unboxing video actually, Protect is seen to be coming back with the DI and Night Rose. So we shall see how it goes, and actually it goes well, hitting a critical trigger straight right off the bat. But Kagero blade actually hits a draw trigger there, so easy compensation. Rise the Igni Road Dragon here, such as top 7. We hit the cross here. Nope, actually misses the cross. Unfortunate for him. Will he be able to put pressure on turn 2? Cause lava flow here. Yep, looks like he's going for the pressure play here. Actually sees the end, but not willing to pick it up because you still do. Okay, he does pick it up. So most likely his deck only left 1 or 2, given his deck list. A very risky play in my opinion. I would have opted not to take it. So I would have secured at least 2 DOTX in the deck when I use the cross skill. So now if one of the end actually comes out now, it will be a breaking turn for him. Oh, but guards the full double crit potential there. Very well played by the Night Rose player. Going for the full guard. You do see a Columba in his hand. Will he rise it? Yes, he rises it. Most likely going to mill the Ghost Ship here, which is the most strongest grade 2 play for Night Rose currently, in my opinion. Actually goes for the Banshee here, most likely because the Ghost Ship is currently in his hand. But Banshee is still good since it's 12k power currently, since it's superior card from the drop zone, and with the additional skill of Soul +1, drawing 1 card. Drawing card is always good in a card game. But draws into the hill there, unfortunate, but you know, 20k shoes, can't complain. Swings to side. Actually gets no trigger there, well played by Night Rose player once again, not betting on the 1 pass to the Vanguard. But swings to the Banshee instead, still pressuring for that 1 damage, pushing the cross player to the potential 3 damage. He gets it, but he drops the Emerald there. Right, the end there. Oh dear, where's the cross? This is very unfortunate for the end player, given that his Igni Root Surge actually misses the cross and also his 2 lava flows. Sorry for the sudden adjustment there for the camera. Swings with the DOTX like this, not committing anything else. Most likely the hand is quite bad. And we do see the Igni Road Dragon there, but it's going to be too late. He needs to top deck the cross here, or not. Night Rose will be getting a very good game. Night Rose actually rides the grade 3 and not riding the wrong grade 3 like what the the Kagero player has done. So how will he fare out this turn? Does he have the Grid Shade or any sort of Mueller to fill his drop zone? Because currently his drop zone is not looking the best. But he has a second Columba there. Technically that just solves everything. Columba is such a strong card. And we do see the Grid Shade being mute here. He can potentially call the Grid Shade here. Yep, he does. Dropping the Quick Shield, I believe. Or go the Ghost Ship because it's stuck in hand. Yeah, he drops the Ghost Ship, milling 2 cards, and take back the 15k shield. Effective plus 10k shield value there. And with the Night Rose skill, everything is hitting with a plus 5k steroid that makes them die end of battle. But it's damn strong against Force because there's no more magic number against them. And we do see all the Rearguard being cleared, but Night Rose swings and we'll be calling back a whole column, most likely the Ghost Ship column, and the Banshee here. Yep, a very strong column which is hitting for 46k. And with additional critical trigger here, it will be a 56k power. No guards there. A draw trigger there. It's still a trigger after all, which is hitting for 56k, and that'll be a 45k gun. Not cheap at all. Yep, hey, no guns yet. I hits the cross into the damage zone. Oh no. But he rides the cross. Oh wow. This is this game is getting exciting for sure. So the cross is finally in, I would say, in pace of the game, because he did miss the right previous turn, which could have pressured Night Rose more, but misses the chance. So how will he play out this turn? Given that there's no rearguard to interact, but Tourney Cannon still can activate its effect, because in a Vanguard game, usually the card is always do as much as possible. So as long as he return a card from the drop zone back to the deck, he can still draw one. Uses the crosshair skill, yes, to search for the end. Which was returned through the Tourney Cannon there, and shuffles the deck. Given that the Night Rose player is actually currently at 3 damage, is still in the lethal zone for the cross player. So will we be able to see the game conclude here? Cause the Heat Shot Dragon there, which is a very strong triple R given to cross, because it's basically a restander for the Vanguard's restanders, ensuring the 8k boost every turn. Cause the Iniro Dragon there and actually hit the cross. And Iniro Dragon is always a good rearguard, because it will be a 25k by the end of the cross attacks. So and adding any additional trigger pump to it will be hitting for more than 15k shields. Provided if the enemy doesn't hit any damage trigger, of course. So swings with the cross like this for 21k. There's a 30k. There will be a no pass. All power to Vanguard. So Vanguard is currently swinging at 41k if uses drop 3 here, which he's currently doing. So it's a 41k swing. Will we see a protect marker being dropped here, or do we see a very confident no guard? See about it, drops the perfect guard with the quick shield there. Drive check, not a critical trigger there, unfortunate, but he's going for the 41k swing once again. And this turn, will the Night Rose player actually no guards confidently? Or will he have to throw more shields to expect the damage? Looks like he's not going to bet for the no guard here. Given that Night Rose actually have counter charges to play with, so they won't get damage denied. Oh, yeah. Oh. So actually the cross player confidently just passes the turn, because hope to damage deny him. Which is a good move in my opinion, because if you do give Night Rose more counter blast, more than one counter blast to work with, they actually can do more than one superior call, and that's not what you want to see, especially when the deck can just superior call Skull Dragon like that. As you can see, it just got mute into the drop zone there. But then, again, Night Rose is given Negro Bone, which can actually superior call from the drop zone by discarding one card from your hand and returning it back to the bottom deck. You can actually superior call anything as long as your drop zone is more than 10 cards. So actually Night Rose is one of those decks that don't get stuffed by Counter Blast, although they do use it quite fast, but they have a lot of ways around it, especially with the Counter Charger. Toss the Negro Bone there and replacing it with the Banshee, so to ensure Negro Bone is in the drop zone. So now he can use the Negro Bone skill, which he does, dropping the Colombard there, returning it to the bottom deck and superior calling the Skull Dragon here most likely. Given that the cross player is actually already at 4 damage. Oh, he actually caused a ship, which is still a high big stick. It's 29k power. So as long as he opens a crit here, it will be a game end. Night Rose player is thinking carefully how he should play out this game. Swings the Banshee, which is a 13k at the side. Still a 5k guard. Very strong Night Rose skill we can see here. He actually guards for the Ini Road. Interesting play. Dropping the Musashi. Swings the Night Rose, which is actually at 33k. Yep, no, 23k, sorry. No, but with the 10k power, it's actually a 33k power lane. So calls the Banshee and the Greed Trade there. And the Greed Trade's proc skills. Changing for more shields in hand to guard for the potential the cross turn. So actually drops the Colombard, milling 2, most likely getting back a 30k shield there. Yep, and he does a very quick, I would say a rather efficient play done by the Night Rose player. Dragcheck doesn't Dragcheck a crit here. So he's actually taught it properly. Because usually people will just go for the Skull Dragon there, hoping to end the game. but he trusts that he can actually survive one more turn. That's why he played for the Banshee and the Green Shade turn. Green Shade and the Banshee lane, so he actually can draw one extra card and getting back a 30k shield, which will effectively guard the first swing from the cross. As you can see, the cross player is actually dropping so much card already, where the Night Rose player is just poking him with some rear guards. And look at the size of the Night Rose hand. This is clearly in the Night Rose flavor. Sorry, Night Rose favor. So we do see the new decks from the new support challenging the old metas. But in this tournament, I do believe there's only 2 Night Rose represented. So props to Joshua, who is actually piloting the Night Rose here, to be reaching to top 4 here. So the cross player actually uses a skill to search for DN after using Ineroad Dragon skills. But given the fact that the Night Rose player actually have prepared a 30k shield in hand, he can just confidently guard this first swing, because the first swing is only hitting maximum power of 41k, which will be a very will be a full guard basically. But he actually throws for 2 pass here. Oh, he actually hits the first damage, first trigger here to all meat. Heals 1 damage. Will we see a crit here and we should potentially end the game? We don't, but we see a draw trigger. He's given damage, but hits 2 damage trigger here, which sort of, I would say, nail in the coffin for the cross player, because as long as the Night Rose player have a damage trigger on his turn, he can guard the cross more effectively, even though he does hit the double trigger there. So it's a 41k swing. No, sorry, 51k power swing to the 32k Vanguard, but with a 30k shield is a no pass. And swings again, dropping a Kanzen here to secure it, and the rear guard won't be able to touch him unless he open another trigger here, which he don't. So they pass the turn, and this is very unfortunate for the end player. Sorry, the cross player. So Rise the next Night Rose for him and getting another marker, and now having 2 damage to work with, we will be potentially witnessing 2 Scout Dragons or 2 very big columns Superior Court. So he uses Tommy Brothers first. Looking at top 5, misses the search. Most likely he's hoping to get the Skull Dragon here. So quite unlucky for him. But we do see a Night Mist tag in his deck list currently. So Night Mist, what it does is actually a very old card. It actually can Counter Blast 1, you Superior Core 1 card from your drop zone. If your drop count is actually more than 10, you can Superior Core any grade. If not, you can only Superior Core a grade 1. So it does Superior Core the Skull Dragon there, as expected. Using a Dancing Colored skill, not mulling a trigger there, very efficient play. And now with the Night Rose skill, you can actually using the Night Mist lane to hit first. And then when Night Mist die, using Night Rose skill to call back the Night Mist, and Night Mist chaining calling the Skull Dragon. So as you can see, Night Rose does have a lot of potential multi-battles, as long as your deck list is using the right cards. So eating the Skull Dragon there, Night Rose swings, Counter Blasting 1. Most likely he's going for the column butt, yep, to mill the last Skull Dragon there. So he does speed it up and call the Skull Dragon. No, he actually mills the Ghost Ship. So he still calls the Ghost Ship, the Skull Dragon there, which is a very beastly power lane. Vanguard is swinging for 33k, which is a magic number. Very brilliant play and heads up play for a Night Rose player here. Most likely, the cross player have to wish for 6 damage shield here to guard against the Skull Dragon, but hits a 1 pass here and ends the game there. Moving on to game 2. So the cross will still go first here, let's hope he actually does hit the cross here instead of the end first strike, which actually might have cost him the game since the pressure was lifted off Night Rose player 1 turn earlier. Rises the Negro Bone there. Oh, but we do see a double heal in his hand. Not the most best thing to see, but against the cross, having heals in hand is not exactly bad since you actually have shields to guard. So Rise the Toric Cannon there, swings like this, no Ineroad Dragon scene here. Try check the Saber Nuke, let's hope he does have the cross here. So we see a column butt turn 2 again by the Night Rose player. We do see a column butt turn 2 again. Most likely gonna mill for the Ghost Ship or the Banshee here. Very standard play. You do draw one for the turn and being aggressive in the same turn as well. So he does go for the Banshee here. Banshee is super caught, having plus 4k and draw one additional card. What's not to love about free pluses? Cause the brothers again, searching top 5. But still choosing where to put the rear guard yet. Most likely in the middle. Yep, he does. So you can actually pressure the middle lane. If you open a crit there, you'll be devastating. Do we see a Night Rose here? We do! Okay. So this secures the next ride for the next, basically the next turn, right? Dropping the Skull Dragon there, which is the correct play, because Skull Dragon is basically a dead card in hand. Cause the Grid Shade there. Will he drop the Quick Shoe here? Or there's a Ghost Ship. He does have the Dancing Cutlass there. Drops the Banshee instead of the Quick Shoe. Interesting play, but we do see him getting the perfect guard back to hand. Very strong card, showcased by the Granblue player here. Trash X into Skull Dragon, unfortunate. It could have been a crit and this game will be swinging more into his favor. But we do see the cross getting damage into the damage zone and as well as the Hitchhiker Dragon. So the cross turn, hopefully we can see the cross here. Yup, we do see the cross riding on turn 3. Hopefully this game will swing in the cross favor. Uses a skill first, which is the correct move, to search for the end and copying his skill and cut name. We do see a SVR the end there, very nice. Calls the Saber Nuke there to boost. Swings like this for just 21k, not the best pressure, but it's still the cross after all. Opens a crit which pushes 3 damage in, but do we see any damage trigger there? I think we only see 1. So Vanguard is currently 19k, we should be fighting against the 33k. But we do see the 20k shields in Night Rose's hand previously. So this will secure the turn, but he drops the PG to drop the Skull Dragon here, securing the turn. But looks like the cross player is not giving up, swings 33k like this, and it'll just be a plain 20k guard since there's no drive check. So it's Night Rose's turn to play back, but you do see him draw another heal here. Very unlucky, but you know, you can't complain about free shields. But we do see 2 Skull Dragon in the drop zone, and this could potentially end the game here. But with the drop zone, it's still on a low count. But a random critical trigger will end the game. Drops a Night Mist here for the Negro Bone skill. Most likely gonna superior call a Banshee, which he dropped earlier. Yup, he does. And so blasting 1 to draw 1 card. And we do see him drawing to a Night Rose, securing the next turn right for the marker. But I don't know, I'm not very confident if there's a next turn for the Night Rose player. Unless he does open some cookie triggers here. Banshee moves up. Swing the Banshee first, which is a 5k guard. Is a damage shield there? Okay, doesn't go off, but Vanguard is currently at 23k. Swings with a Grid Shade lane, which is 32k power, which is 10k guard only, given that he did damage trigger there. Both dies, swings the Night Rose here. Will he be going for the Grid Shade Banshee lane again, like as you've seen in the previous game, sorry. He actually goes for the Column Bud here, as well as the Banshee, because he does have Column Blast to work with, so going for the Column Bud here to call for a free attacker is quite a wise move. So as you can see, he mills Negro Bone in advance for the next turn, so very heads up play for the Night Rose player here. But what will he be calling? He actually calls for the Grid Shade, most likely he's going to drop the Quick Shoe here. Actually dropped the Cutlass there? No, yeah, dropping the quick shield is correct because it's 10k shield after all. I mean 10k shield beats the 5k shield any day. Gets the perfect guard back to hand. Nope, he's thinking about it. He gets the heal instead. So this ensures a guard for the cross turn. Very heads up play, I would say, once again, by the Narrows player. Blocking the Banshee skill here as he almost forgot. Forcing a PG here. If we do see a crit here, it will be such a devastating swing in Narrow's favor. Twin drives. We do see the critical here, bounce to the side, and we do see a double critical. Oh wow, this is gonna hurt. So a 41k lane swinging by a 20k guard only, since he hits a damage trigger there, but that's a 10k guard extra. Yeah, he does have it. So he does survive, but his hand is not looking the greatest since he only get 1. Unless he does have the Musashi here, the game could potentially swing in his favor. But Narrow's player hand is looking so healthy and ready to guard for the end. Actually, swings like this only not looking the best. Actually, we do have a sneak peek of his hand, which is just 2 triggers. Very unfortunate. Twin drive, double blank. Looks like it's going to be last turn for the cross here, given that the Narrow's hand is still looking so healthy, and his Vanguard is only swinging for 23k here. Throws for no pass here. Try check into an Inuit Dragon, which he would have wanted to see before the battle phase. But yep, it's over because he drops the perfect guard to secure the game, rise into Narrows again to get another marker using a Cutlass skill, milling a top cut, superior core himself, and counter charging. Using the Negro Bone which he have 2 in drop. So using the first one to drop the marker here because he's going for the game. Most likely gonna call superior core the Skull Dragon here. Yep. Uses the second Negro Bone here. What will he be calling? Okay, superior calls the second Skull Dragon. Looks like he's going to secure the game. Actually costs double heal trigger down, but heal triggers are actually 10k boosters here. Narrow swings, and he no guts here because it's game over anyway. So blasting to draw 1 with Banshee, and the game is over. Thank you for watching till the end, and do subscribe and comment and like if you do enjoy the content I put up. Do stay tuned for more tournament videos I'll be uploading, as well as do follow me on Twitter for decklist retweets.